Hey there, everybody. It's our first warm day in a long time. Oh, it's been cold, cold, cold here in Minnesota. Like ridiculously cold. Ever since Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, we've hit a cold spell where it was like 5 below Fahrenheit on Christmas Eve. And it's been cold ever since. Today's January 7th. It's finally warmed up. We're into the 20s today. The snow might even melt here pretty soon. I think it's 26 degrees. So maybe some of the roads will become a little clearer. But you guys out on the East Coast, all the way from northern Florida, all the way up the coast, all the way up to Maine and further into Canada, you guys are experiencing some cold that you're not used to. So take it from me, all right? I've experienced this. I've been through this. And I'm seeing posts on the Kubota site on Facebook that so many, I don't know how many people, it's got to be dozens and dozens of people are posting that your fuel lines are freezing up and you're having problems with it. Well, yeah, that's because it's cold. And probably a lot of those fuel stations haven't even treated their diesel this time of year yet, or maybe they don't even do it. Here in Minnesota, our fuel stations have a winterized diesel treatment. So you can go to the gas station and get winterized diesel. So that's what I always do. I always make sure that if it's going to be cold and if I'm going to be storing fuel for a while, that it is got that winterized additive to it. Now, that is not always enough, because here where we live, it gets even colder, 20 below, 30 below. Those are unusual temperatures. For the past 14 days or however long it's been, we've had a high of 0 degrees. So it's been chilly. There was one day where it warmed up to 9 degrees. It actually snowed that day, 2.5 inches of snow, and I plowed some driveways. I didn't make a video because it was just too cold to mess with. So sorry, next time maybe. Anyway, this is what I add to my diesel fuel, okay? This stuff is ISO Heat, Injector Cleaner, Water Remover, and Premium Fuel Line Antifreeze. This stuff works. On the back of the bottle it says that one of these bottles is good for about 20 gallons of fuel. I use half of this bottle for my 6.5 gallons of fuel in my fuel tank on the tractor. So this, half of a bottle of this, plus the antifreeze that the fuel gas station already adds to it, I haven't had a problem at all, which means my fuel line hasn't froze up since I've been doing this. Now, doesn't mean I haven't experienced the issue. The first year I had my tractor, I think it was 2014, the winter of 2014, my fuel line froze. It was 20 below. I used the fuel from the gas station, the winterized stuff, but my fuel line gelled up and froze, and I was stuck. And it was not fun. Because I wasn't even in my driveway. I was doing the townhome parking area, and when it froze up. So now think how fun that was for me. It was 20 below. I could not move my tractor. I had to get it back to my garage to fix it. I knew that my fuel filter was gelled up and I needed to replace it. So I towed my tractor with my truck 20 below degrees, and I got it into my driveway. I couldn't get it any farther than that. I couldn't get it into the truck. I would have had to, or into the garage. I would have had to push it, and it just wasn't a way to do it. So there I was, 20 below, underneath my tractor, in my driveway, the end of my driveway, replacing a fuel filter. Not fun, right? Not fun. Here, I'll show you what a fuel filter looks like. I gotta grab one here. If I have one. Do I have one in here? Yeah, here it is. Alright. This is your fuel filter. Okay. You have 2 of these on your BX. One is underneath the tractor. The other one is located closer to the engine. Alright, in the engine compartment. Okay, you have 2 of these you're definitely, if your line freezes up, you're definitely going to need to replace the one that's under your tractor. The one that's closest to the engine, it's probably not gelled up if you're lucky, but I would really doubt that it would be. But you have two of those. So the one underneath is the one that gets dirtier faster and quicker and needs to be changed more often. So I got to change that. Froze my butt off doing it. Wasn't fun at all. But some of you guys are still changing your fuel filter and you're still saying, oh, it's still not working, still not running. Well, let me explain why. Your fuel filter is gelled up, but you still got gel in the bottom of your fuel tank, and you need to drain that out. Okay? Oftentimes just adding this stuff is not going to just fix it. Once it's gelled, it might get a little better if you add this, but not all of it. So get that filter out of there, replace it if you have to, and let that gel on the bottom of your tank drain out. So when you disconnect the fuel filter underneath the tractor and you got your, your vice grips on the line so it doesn't drain and make a big mess, get a little bucket and then open that up and let that gel drain out of the fuel line. Otherwise you're just going to continue to have problems, and it might even cost you another filter. So that's my advice for you. Okay, take it from me. I live in Minnesota. It's cold. I'm kind of laughing when you guys are saying, oh, it's in the single digits or it's below freezing. You don't know freezing yet. So yeah, it is what it is. Not the funnest place to live sometimes up here. Bitterly cold. So I'm going to take you now. I'm going to take you out to where I keep my tractor. I'm going to show you something else that I do to, kind of a preventative measure for winter problems. All right. Okay, so here we are under the deck. This is where I store my tractor. I put a tarp over it to keep it clean. Look at this. There's actually water dripping, guys. You know what that means? Look at that. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. Snow is starting to melt. It's warming up. Wow. So anyway, I put a battery tender on my tractor this year, and I am glad I did. That's the battery tender junior plugged into an extension cord, so I know that my battery is going to be fully charged and it's not going to freeze up. So it's been a lifesaver once already. I told you I plowed like 2 inches of snow and it was 9 degrees. Well, before that, our high temperature was like 10 below for about 3 or 4 days in a row, plus wind chill. It was not fun. But I know that if I didn't have that battery tender, I would have had a dead battery. Then I would have to deal with that just to get that tractor started, and it wouldn't have been fun. Speaking from experience, because that's what's happened. This tractor was made in 2012. It's got the original battery in it, and I have had problems in the past with a dead battery. So because it's just froze up. So added that battery tender this year, and that was the best $20 investment I made. This tractor does not have a block heater. It's definitely something that I will probably get in my next tractor. I don't think I'm going to add one to this because I really think that I'm probably going to be trading it in come spring or fall sometime within the next 6 months anyway. So we'll see. Yeah. So that's that. Get yourself some of that fuel additive to prevent gelling up, because it's going to happen in cold temperatures. Again, let that tank drain so you get all of the gel out of it, so that you don't have that problem keep happening. And then a battery tender will help if you're in really cold climates like we are. So look at this beautiful snow, huh? We only have about 2 inches on the ground, maybe 3, and it's actually warming up today. Look at our road. See how it's all snowed up? It's just finally starting to clear up down there a little bit. And yes, our town does put salt on the roads. However, when it's been as cold as it has been, it doesn't work. You get to about 5 degrees and then it just does not work anymore. So hopefully we're supposed to get about the mid-30s this week. In fact, Thursday they're saying it might even hit 40 degrees, so hoping that the roads clear up. But that's Minnesota living for you. So anyway, I'm going to go inside. I'm going to watch some football. I want to send my condolences to anybody in Kansas City. I was kind of cheering for you there yesterday. I was hoping that you might win your first playoff game in I don't know how many years. But yeah, the Titans kind of got the best of you. Yeah, I'm a Vikings fan. I'm hoping that they could make it. Super Bowl's in Minneapolis this year, so I'm gonna go do my due diligence and watch some football and cheer them on. All right, you guys keep tractoring. Subscribe to the channel, comment, like, all of that good stuff. Take care. God bless.